Ya está, muy buenas, bienvenidos a todo Directo GX y esta semana pues vamos a jugar a Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Que me pasé hace un tiempo, me pasé hace tal vez unos 3 meses, me pasé el 2 y ahora vamos a jugar al 3. Al menos el principio, al 3. Al menos el principio me moló mucho en su momento cuando lo jugué, pero mucho, junto al Snake, junto al Twin Snake es de mis favoritos. Y vamos a ver qué tal. Es retrocompatible, estoy jugando en la colección esta que lanzaron para 360, que viene el 2 y el 3. Y vamos a ver jugarlo, a ver qué tal. Bueno, yo voy a darle a play, ¿vale? Yo voy a darle a play y eso ya lo de jugar lo dejamos para otro momento. Vamos a empezar a verlo. Porque cuando le demos a empezar no sé cuándo vamos a jugar. Con Ami. Con Ami sin Ami. Bluepoint. Hombre, Bluepoint. Esta gente se dedica a hacer bastantes remasteres. Pulsa el botón Start. Oh. Es como magia. Opciones. Creo que está muy alto el sonido, ¿vale? Voy a bajarle un poco el... Si nos deja. ¿No hay opción de música? ¿En serio? ¿No hay opción de música? ¿En serio? Pues no. Parece que no hay opción de música, tío. Era para bajarle un poco el sonido. Pues tendría que bajarle el sonido directamente desde el... Pues nada, nueva. Ya está. Estoy jugando la serie por primera vez. ¿Qué diferencia hay? ¿Qué pasa si le doy a esto? ¿Lo sabéis? ¿Te hace un pequeño resumen o qué? Le voy a dar a esto y ya está. Me gusta, normal. Espérate, ¿eso es dificultad?
After the end of World War
Acabo de elegir
II,
dificultad.
the world was split into two,
¿Eso
East and
es
West.
dificultad?
This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Hostia, parece que hay subtítulos, tío. Konami presenta. Se ve oscuro, Se ve oscuro de narices.
Jack, I've got some important
Vaya.
news.
Me he equivocado, espérate. Espérate. Es más rápido, voy a salir. Es que no vais a ver una mierda. Salgo, entro otra vez, le subo el brillo y ya está. Es que si no, no vais a ver nada, tío. Se ve súper oscuro. Se ve súper oscuro. Al momento. Quite esto. Ahí está. Subo el brillo para que lo veáis un poco mejor, porque se ve súper oscuro. Eso sí, lo raro es que, tío, me haya sorprendido un montón que no se pueda bajar el volumen, porque está altísimo. Pero bueno, si está muy alto lo bajo directamente desde el OBS y ya está. Si lo escucháis muy alto me lo decís, ¿vale? A ver. Brillo. ¿Cómo va esto? Ajuste el brillo cuando la escala de gris aparezca y ¿cómo puedo modificarlo? ¿Cómo puedo modificarlo, tío? Por mucho que toque no controlo el brillo, tío. Es que no se puede editar aquí nada, ¿qué coño pasa? Estoy silbando, No se puede modificar el brillo, tío. Entonces, ¿por qué coño hay opciones? Yo de verdad, yo no entiendo. Pues nada. Pues nada, empezamos así oscurito y ya está.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Repetimos. Muy alto, ¿verdad?
Flying over Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet. Approaching Soviet airspace.
¿Lo escucháis bien?
20 minutes to drop off. Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute. All right. You ready to go? Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay. Good. We've got high visibility.
Si lo escucháis muy alto me lo decís, ¿vale? Y lo retoco.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask. Does this anyways know what he's doing? Approaching release point. 10 minutes to drop off. Hey, are you deaf? He said put out the cigar and put on your mask. Depressurization complete. Checking oxygen supply. 6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch. Sunrise.
A mi alto.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up. You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill. 1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear. Activate bailout model. This is one for the history books. The world's first halo jump.
Halo.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay. All green. Prepare for drop off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spread your wings and fly. God be with you.
Hideo Kojima.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the Virtuous Mission.
Virtual mission?
No, the Virtuous Mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission? Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich.
Con subtítulos así sí da gusto, tío. Madre mía, pedazo de subtítulos.
754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top secret weapon research facilities. and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov.
Buenas,
Isn't
Forrane.
that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin to orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible
Tú disfruta de la
for the
compra.
multi-engine cluster used in that rocket.
Es un momento precioso.
After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau. That's
Gracias por
quite a
seguir,
success story.
RNC
So what
Ranger.
effect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid.
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall.
¿Queréis que
shortly
jugaremos antes de que terminen las
after. I was
secuencias?
the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in
No, no se
condition
sabe
to say
aún.
anything coherent.
Se sabe que sale este año, pero no se sabe una fecha
It was
concreta aún.
only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
Lo que se sabe es que sale este año e irá a 4K en Xbox One X, 60 FPS, soporte HDR y van a eliminar el motion blur.
The president demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels.
¿Ese era Negan? ¿O cómo era? No, ese no era Negan, era ¿cómo era? ¿Quién era este? Era al que asesinaron. Kennedy. Kennedy.
But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled
Eso
out
mola,
of
eso de
Cuba just to
tenerlos
get their
todos
hands on
en una misma
Sokolov?
colección mola un montón.
That's right.
Sí, sí, por cierto, si no me equivoco, va la campaña, está anunciado que la campaña y el modo tiroteo va a ser, aunque van a estar dentro de la colección, se van a tener, si no me equivoco, se van a tener que adquirir por separado, como pasó con Halo 3 ODST, que están dentro de la colección, o sea, esta es su sección, pero se tiene que comprar aparte.
Handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov.
No creo que valga muy caro.
Yes.
Yo creo que costará como mucho, costará 15 euros, 20 euros como muchísimo. Como muchísimo. Y creo que estoy tirando alto, ¿eh?
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
I guess
Muchas
you're
gracias por
right.
seguirnos.
Don't know the details, but it appears to be a
FJRH.
nuclear device.
Hola.
For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selinoyarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he were still in the research facility. This is
Sí,
our last chance.
eso sí.
Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted
Sí.
us.
No, la verdad es que están dando un soporte a la colección, le están dando un soporte que te cagas. Un grandísimo trabajo. Dejando aparte que nunca debió salir así, pero le están dando un soporte excepcional.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino Yask in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the West. If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis. The clock is ticking.
Si está muy alto me lo decís, ¿vale? Si está muy alto el sonido del juego me lo decís y le bajo por el OBS.
A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface to air
Eso es como lo que pasa. Eso es como lo que hacen en Batman.
Take it easy. It's been
En
combat.
Batman. El Caballero Oscuro.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talon?
She's equipped with two 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as two 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong,
You'll be eating dinner, breakfast,
and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
Muchas gracias por esos puntos. Brewster. También si queréis os animo a seguirme a mí en mi canal de Mixer, que dentro de poco sortearé un Xbox Game Pass, unas suscripciones de Xbox Game Pass entre quienes me sigan en Mixer y en Twitter. Y si no tenéis Twitter no pasa nada, con que me sigáis en Mixer es suficiente. Qué peliculero, tío, qué exagerado. Madre mía, qué buen JPG ahí de fondo. Hablar.
Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. You're not to mention your real name.
Snake?
Vale, Jack.
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
Well, you've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom. This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your
No me acuerdo
backpack.
cómo importante era eso
Yeah, about the
en el
backpack.
juego.
I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button.
Vale, ¿y cuál es el botón en la acción?
I'll be
¿Ya?
monitoring your progress over the radio. You can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you. If you
Okay.
need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack.
Adiós. A ver. No me lo creo. Estamos jugando ya, tío. A ver. ¿Cuál es el botón de acción? ¿Será la A? No tengo ni idea, ¿eh? Vale, el botón... La A, mantenemos la A para agacharnos. Y si estamos corriendo y si le damos a la A, nos lanzamos. Vale, de esto sí me acuerdo. Eso es el camuflaje. Lo que nos ven o lo que no nos ven. Creo que había distintos trajes. Depende del traje, pues nos ven más o nos ven menos, según donde te pongas.
Snake, where do you think you're going? You can't expect to proceed with the mission without
está
any
por detrás.
weapons or equipment.
Vale, perdona. Pensaba que era por ahí, no lo sé. Ah, coño. Pensaba que estaría más lejos, tío. ¿Dónde está? No la veo. Ah, coño, está aquí. ¿Cuál es el botón de acción cuál será? ¿La A? ¿La X? ¿La I? La I, vale. Vale, el botón de acción es la I. ¿La acción otra vez? Sí, vale. Vale, la acción es la I. ¿Cuándo estaba la intro
I see you've
con el tema
retrieved your
musical y eso? ¿Cuándo
backpack,
era?
Snake. To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer, choose Weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the Enter button. For other equipped items,
Enter
just do
button.
the same thing from Item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival is fundamental to this mission. After you've been out in the field for a while, your stamina will start to drop. If your stamina gets too low, it'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your
Vale.
wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun?
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every
No
time you
jodas.
fire.
De eso no me
Once
acordaba.
its durability reaches zero, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger-happy with it. The suppressor's durability is shown in the icon. Any weapons and equipment beyond what you're carrying now, you'll have to find as you go.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
A mí.
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence. No weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. The same goes for bullets and cartridges, too.
Bueno.
Your presence in enemy territory is already a violation of international conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in
Esto está
every
ganado,
sense of the word.
Esto está
There'll
hecho.
be no rescue if you're captured. The military and US government will deny any involvement in the affair.
Then I'll just have to take care of myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So, how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember that.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Correct.
Sí, coño, que
The
estás
mission
solo.
rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance. The first member of the support team will be in charge of monitoring your physical condition, acting as a medic, so to speak, as well as recording your mission data. She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here on the gunship with me.
She.
Hello, Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
As in a medic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
And they call you Jack for short. You're a regular Captain Nemo.
John Doe es un nombre que se usa para cuando un cuerpo, por ejemplo, cuando un cuerpo no tiene nombre.
No one has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency, 140.96.
So saving lets me record my mission data.
That's right. It also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake.
Huh?
Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
The boss is?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Boss?
That's right. It's me.
Este personaje es la hostia.
Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
You've lost weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top-secret mission. You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is
En realidad ni
spirit.
siquiera el espíritu importa, lo que
Spirit and
importa
body
es...
are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. And politics are a living thing. They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top-secret mission.
Acaba de
A
decir nuestro
soldier
nombre.
has to follow whatever orders he's given. It's not his place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You're a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get the job done. I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you. In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun.
Este personaje es la
There's a
hostia,
saying
tío.
in the Orient,
Es impresionante.
loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The president and the top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader, no matter who's in charge.
People aren't the ones who dictate the missions.
Then who does?
The times. People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think?
The only thing we can believe in with absolute
Claro.
certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your code name is Snake. It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra unit, a group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world. As long as you've got a legendary hero backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes,
It's good to hear your voice again.
same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive? Snake, you are always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC. Close quarters combat, huh? I've
Dios,
been
de
in
verdad.
Green Berets
¿Eres
for the
tonto?
past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
¿Por qué coño repite todo lo que dice?
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Where are you, boss? Next to the major?
The boss is communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
My frequency is 141.80. Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Commencing Virtuous Mission now.
No. A ver. Vale, la X es disparar, es apuntar, pero para cancelar la A, o sea, para cancelar la acción, RB, LB, gatillo. Vale, sí, bueno. Oh, ¿puedo quedármelo? Zona pantanosa de Gremuchig. ¿Cuánto llevamos? Madre mía, 34 minutos, os lo podéis creer, tío. Y no hemos hecho nada, tío. No. Uf. Coño. Hostias. No lo he visto, tío. ¿Por dónde hay que ir? ¿Por ahí? Por aquí. Vale. El RB es para ponerlo en primera persona. Y entonces, si pulsas el gatillo, pues entonces ya disparas. Para cancelarlo tienes que... ¿Para cancelarlo qué hago? Ah, vale, para cancelarlo tienes que soltar el RB, vale. Pulsa el gatillo derecho y entonces acciona otra cosa. No.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
Aprovecho para recordaros que podéis seguirme en mi canal de Mixer, donde voy a sortear dentro de poco unas suscripciones para Xbox Game Pass, si os interesa.
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international law. We can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission.
Vale.
Got that?
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the
O sea,
jungle
no
without
hace falta que
being
me lo
seen.
repitas, tía. O sea,
The
ya me lo ha
success
dicho
of the
él.
mission depends on how well you use your camouflage. Change your camouflage by
Vale.
selecting Camouflage from the Survival Viewer. The Uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the Face option lets you change your face
Ya.
paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively.
Vale.
Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if you crawl instead, you should be able to sneak by without being
Vale.
noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the Camo Index. The Camo Index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa.
Vice
The
versa.
key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
Oído, cocina. A ver. ¿Cómo es? ¿Estar? Camuflaje. Uniforme. Puede ser este el mejor. Tal vez. Cara. Bosque. Máscara de quién esto que es Raiden. Ay. 50%. Entonces, si por ejemplo, este parece ser el que mejor camuflaje tiene, ¿eh? Corteza de árbol. Claro, esto, si nos ponemos en la corteza de árbol y nos ponemos en un árbol, doy por hecho. Tachan. Vale. Voy a ponerme el más fácil. Camuflaje. El hoja. Estoy viendo visiones, me encanta. Lo que no sé es si puedo asfixiarlos.
Who was that?
Dolinovodno. Dolinovodno. ¿Cómo se ríe? ¡Ja! Por favor, no, llamadas no. Llamadas no, por favor. Vale.
I hear something.
Sí.
There's nothing. Huh? I hear something.
Las abejas, ¿por qué no le atacan, tío?
There's nothing here.
Puedo darle... Si voy por detrás...
Who's that?
¡Ah, mierda! ¡Qué mierda! Estaba pensando... Estaba dando al botón de acción. ¡Ay, no! Mierda. ¡Qué mal! ¡Qué mierda! ¡Pero tírate al suelo! Era para pegar. Ah, es la B, no la I, tío. Es la B, no la I. ¿Me ven? Ahora mismo me ven. Sí, sí, me ven. Cago en la madre de los parios. Qué mal, tío. Un poco mal parece, ¿eh? Creo que no lo he hecho bien del todo. ¿Y para cogerlos? ¿No puedo cogerlos? Oh, que viene gente, viene gente, viene gente. Oye. Y que te duermas, hijo de... Oye. Pero que...
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Hostia puta, tío. Que os calléis, que os calléis. O sea, que os quedéis quietos. Uy. Tío, le he dado a la A. A la A, tío, lo típico, ¿sabes? Que para subir es la A. No sé si es esto, tío. ¿Esto?
I hear something.
Oye, ¿dónde está el...? Ah, vale. Vale, se están yendo, vale. Eso es lo que quería hacer antes. Ahora, ¿están las abejas? Porque yo no las veo. Pues vale, perfecto, no están. Entonces para subir es la I. Doy por eso que será la I en vez de la A.
Something there.
Yo.
Who was that?
No.
Who's that?
Ay, menos mal. No ha avisado a sus compañeros por WhatsApp. Ay. ¿Cuánto llevamos? Vale, esta secuencia ya... Y ya está.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump. I can't see Sokolov from here. The security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory. They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Be careful. Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive. He must not be exposed to any kind of danger. Do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood.
Será un amigo, supongo. No me acuerdo, ¿eh? Me acuerdo de algunas cosas puntuales, pero no me acuerdo de... A ver, ¿y para guardarlo? ¿Select? Puede ser. Sí, pero ¿cómo era...? Guardar.
Saving the game, Snake?
Sí. ¿Quieres quedar? Sí. $43 minutitos.
Hey, Snake, you ever heard of Godzilla, King of Monsters?
Hostia, como se va a llamar la película de Godzilla, la próxima película. Se va a llamar Godzilla, el rey de los
It's
monstruos.
about this monster called Godzilla, who grows to an enormous size in a nuclear test and goes on a rampage in Tokyo.
Nuclear test, huh? Then the Marshall Islands must be crawling with giant monsters right about now.
It's just make-believe.
Maybe that's why my pants have been so tight lately.
Snake, it's a movie, not a report out of Los Alamos.
I know. So then what happened?
Godzilla is immune to all weapons, and humanity has no way to stop the monster. Dr. Shirazawa develops a new type of weapon, but meanwhile, Godzilla is getting closer and closer to Tokyo, obliterating everything in its path. It was originally a Japanese movie, but they made an American version, too. I recommend seeing the original Japanese one if you ever get the chance. It's mostly mindless fun, but it's also got a serious anti-nuke message as well.
Where can I see the
No
original?
lo sé.
You'll
Realmente no
just
lo
have to
sé.
go to Japan.
Sé que es este año, pero no sé qué día.
That's too bad.
Y me interesa porque quiero
Well, if
verla.
you wait 40
Tal vez en
years, you
abril,
might be able
puede
to
ser.
see it in America, too.
Why
No
is
lo sé.
that?
No lo sé.
2004 will be Godzilla's 50th
O en agosto,
birthday.
tal vez.
You think they're still going to be making Godzilla movies then?
Of course. Everybody loves Godzilla.
You sure know a lot about movies.
I don't suppose you're the movie-watching type, are you?
Not really.
Okay, then I'll tell you everything I know. When the going gets tough, movies can save your life. It's always good to be able to look at things from a different perspective when you get in a jam. That's the magic of movies.
No kidding. Well, I guess it might at least make a nice distraction.
That's the spirit, Snake.
Sí,
Have a little
es
fun.
distinta, pero vamos, sí son así graves ambas voces. A ver.